Okay, so if you could just tell me your name to start with.
Well, my name is a bit long. Jose Adrian Navarro Molina. It's an Spanish name, so I've got like a very long name and then two surnames.
Yeah. And where do you live?
It's 9 Sweetgrass Terrace. The new phase 2, I think it's called, and it's a townhouse.
And what brought you to Barking Riverside?
Well, initially, we've only been in the country for 3 years, a bit more, and we were paying rent and everything. But me and my girlfriend, were looking to form a family, and wanted to get settled and start doing something like getting settled in the country. So we decided to buy, and then Barking Riverside seemed to be one of the best opportunities.
Yeah. And so you say 2 weeks?
Yes, yes. A bit less actually. We completed it the 31st of January, but there was an issue with the house, so we couldn't move in. And we moved in just a week ago.
Yeah. What problems have you faced so far,
Well,
basically?
a few of them. First of all, when we went into the house, one of the big windows in our rear garden was completely broken, scattered. We were lucky enough to know that before completion, and we were adamant in not completing until that was fixed. We then got a written notice from Bellway, a commitment that they were going to change it, and also they helped us with all the things that they had to do. So then we decided to complete, even though it wasn't finished when we did. But that was like a bit of like a cold start, but then when we moved in, the house in general had like very bad finishing. So things like squeaking noises in the stairs, finishes in general, problems with the plasterboards being very weak. We've been in the country not a long time, but we know the qualities, and we've been in different developments, and all of them have plasterboard all across, and not all of them have the finishes that we found here, and we're very disappointed. It feels like we've been fighting against the ocean to get all the kind of the snagging on time, because we also have been told the contractors, the builders are leaving in a few weeks, like at the end of this week. So we've only got like, okay, we come in here like one day trying to find everything we could, and then telling them not showing up or fixing one thing and breaking another three. So it was really bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Do you, how are you kind of feeling about living here based on your first experiences?
Well, I'm very hopeful for the future. It's still too soon to say if I am disappointed in general. To be honest, I'm very hopeful, and I'm really liking being here in this new thing. And I like the people around. I like the community that is setting up. I like everything being new and all the kind of this kind of hearing. There is like a lot of noise of people saying that they want to make this great, which is amazing. But then I'm also doubtful to see if that is going to happen or not. Is it really only words, or is it actually something that is going to happen? That's the main thing. You asked before about the kind of problems I've got. Heating has been a recurrent problem, and it's something I've said before. We moved into the house, and we kind of felt like I understand the system. So you've got a prepaid system where you have to put your money in, and then that starts running out. But you get into the place, and it feels a bit like, okay, you have to pay to use the heating to heat up your place, which is normal. But then the money runs out very quickly, because it's £1.10 every day. That means like you've put like, let's say, £7 just to go on, and in a week you'll run out, even if you didn't turn up anything, if you didn't use any hot water, if you didn't use any heating, nothing at all, just by standing there, you've run out of money. So that's something that happened to us. We went into the house, we didn't know anything about it, we just put like, let's say, £10. When we came back to the house a few days after, there was no heating, because it was completely cut off. I understand the system, but my main issue is, why are those charges so high? I was in a previous development before, and this is like a high-end development nearby. It's called Royal Wharf. In there, they get charged 20 pennies a day for this standing charge, and then the cost of the unit of the actual energy unit is exactly the same. So what is driving 5 times higher cost into this development, which is farther away in the city from, it's still more in the outskirts of London, and then it's supposed to be more efficient because it's newer, it's supposed to be more everything. Why are we being charged 5 times more? They are saying that these other companies might or might not be in charging in the service charge and all that, but all of that is bogus. All of that is non-confirmed. It's just what I'm seeing here is just one company or two companies forming up a joint venture, which is BRL, and then these two companies forming this kind of child, and then this child appointing one of them as the main supplier. So it feels a bit like they are all passing the ball and bouncing the ball between each other, and it does. The thing is, it feels like no, it wasn't our fault. It was our evil twin brother. Yeah, it's not that. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same legal entities, kind of going on and on. And I work in financial services, and I do know what is going on, and it's just like a masquerade.
Yeah.
And I'm not willing to let it go. It's just it. If this is what it's gonna be, there needs to be transparency, because this is really a scandal. This is what is going on right now. It's because the government is getting on the rent charges, on the ground rents. This is the new ground rent. So because I cannot charge you for using the land, I'm gonna charge you. I'm gonna use this in theory beautiful system which reduces the carbon footprint, and the government is pushing for, and I'm gonna use it to charge up everything that I'm not getting from the ground rent. Because with the current charges per household is around £400 a year only in standing charge. And what I'm saying is, these companies have self-appointed themselves to provide the service. The issue here is, maybe these companies shouldn't be market participants at all, because they cannot compete against the market. The thing is, they are able to do so because they're forcing us, the tenants, to get into their system by contract. Is either that or what? Or buy a house, a £1 million or £2 million house in the West End of London? What? There are no options. So we're forced into this system. So they're using something that should be good to charge abusive fees. And they're doing that without no one really knowing, because they're obscuring everything on expanded kind of an obscure kind of fees and similar. They're not transparent at all. And even if being transparent, it's just abusive. It's just like £1.10. It's crazy. And if they cannot, my kind of point and my kind of worry is, if you are so confident you are providing the service and the cost you should be providing, why not open the scheme for a public tender for other companies to tender into this system? If you're confident you're giving the best deal, why not open? Why give it behind the scenes? Why give it behind the curtain? There is no need. What is going on really is that they know they shouldn't be market participants. They know they shouldn't be making that big surplus, and they're just trying to cash in. And I'm not willing to have it.
Thank you.
No worries.